So I made a video several months ago on my channel called Thoughts on Dating, and I wanted to clarify now on some self-reflection that it is very wrong and I do not have the same views as I had back then. Primarily in regards to my views on polyamory, and back then I was extremely critical and I didn't really view it as a real thing. I said that it was basically an excuse for consensual cheating, which, if you think about it, that's a contradiction in and of itself, because if it's consensual and all parties are aware it's happening, it's not cheating. So I have matured in my views and I'm much more accepting of polyamory now. I mean, I personally don't think I could handle being in a polyamorous relationship just because I get extremely jealous, but other people are perfectly entitled to do whatever makes them happy as long as it doesn't make anyone else miserable. That's kind of the attitude I've adopted. So, besides just correcting my old views, I wanted to elaborate on my new thoughts on dating, having gone through another relationship since then. When I made that video, I had been single for a year and a half, I think I said. And then, that single period lasted for, I think, a good 2 years. And then during this last school year, I had another relationship, which lasted only a few months. It felt like way longer, but it was only a few months. And that was the best relationship I've ever been in, which is saying, that's not really saying much because I've been in some pretty toxic relationships, but I was genuinely happy and I don't regret this relationship. But hindsight, it wasn't exactly the healthiest, and I'm not saying that's entirely his fault, because I definitely am to blame as well, because I am not good at healthy relationships. I have never been in a healthy relationship, thinking back on it now. I have a tendency to be clingy, to say the least, and I smother, because I with both affection and jealousy, because I have a habit of demanding all of their attention all of the time, and no one else is allowed to have any of it. Obviously that's really bad, but that's been what I've done in the last 5 relationships, all of my relationships. And what I'm saying now is that I'm trying to analyze myself a lot more critically and constructively than I have been previously, so that maybe I will grow much quicker than I have been. I mean, I have done some pretty fast growth, but I want to improve much more with relationships in particular, because I don't want to keep repeating the same pattern where I am forcing the relationship to be perfect when it's not. And that's what I've been doing. And so what I'm aiming to do now is to learn some balance, as I was talking about in my recent blog post, where I don't cut out my friendships or my schoolwork or my personal interests for the sake of the relationship, which obviously no one has asked me to do that. None of my partners have asked me to do that, but that's just what I do. I start cutting off all the other aspects of my life until it's just them. And that's bad. That's very bad. And I don't want to do that again. So, thanks to some very sobering and helpful advice from some of my friends, which I very, very much appreciate, I've realized a lot of the stuff I have to work on. I have to not drown them, essentially, because I kind of drown them in both positive and negative stuff. I open my entire life story to them, which apparently that's also not a good thing, because then there's no mystery, nothing left to know. I'm just an open book. And also I lay on them way too much affection and time. I message constantly, I always want to know what they're doing, I update them on everything I do, I want to spend every moment together. I make myself feel smothered, and yet the anxiety makes it a loop where I want to check if they're okay, and then I keep contacting them and trying to fix and it just spirals and it gets worse and worse. It has. This is a new chapter. Not gonna do that in the future, I hope. This is just me recording my current stance on like my newly developed views and where I want to go with my future relationships. Like, I'm not planning on jumping into another relationship for the sake of it right now. I mean, if it happens, it happens, but I'm just saying that I want to go forward with a healthier attitude and a more critical eye. So, A, I don't settle for things that won't make me happy in the long run, and also so that I don't do the same thing again. Like, the red flags in regards to potential partners, and also red flags in my own behavior, like falling back into those same patterns. So, those are my goals. Hopefully this was entertaining or interesting, insightful. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me talking about really personal stuff. Hopefully it wasn't too personal. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.